My notes, quote, if Georgia secondary did a paternity test, the results will reveal Chris Brazzle is your daddy. 3 touchdowns. Every single time a Georgia defensive back went up against Brazzle on the outside jump ball, he was mossed and left in his wake as Brazzle continued to trot into the end zone. Game notes. Oklahoma, Temple. John Mateer does a good job of getting back to his base on his throws. Whether he's running or passing from the pocket, throwing a dart jump pass rolling out to the left. And he hit the receiver right in his chest. Throws like that hit your Heisman reel. Oklahoma has seemed to have stolen Ole Miss's superpowers. But though Ole Miss will probably argue that after the week that they had, they might be fighting to get that back. Yeah, I know Oklahoma has had the talent and explosiveness in years before under Kyler Murray, Mayfield, and Caleb Williams. But it just seems like this Oklahoma team is a bit different, especially on the offensive end. Go Boomer Sooner. Wisconsin versus Alabama. Though Wisconsin's lack of offensive explosiveness, this is the disruptive Alabama defense we're supposed to see. Couple sacks early and an interception after Wisconsin's first drive on this, after Wisconsin's first play on their second drive. Ty Simpson has command of the game and delivered the ball well. Has gone 41 for 46 in the last 2 games. Second highest passing grade on intermediate throwing in the country per Football Focus. Ryan Williams had a good bounce back game, which was much needed, but another blatant drop across the middle. That would be at least 4 blatant drops he's had in the 2 games he's played. And to be quite honest, it's just weird. That's really all I can say about that. UGA, Tennessee. Tennessee, surgical on their first drive. UGA showing signs early of them not being the defense I'm used to seeing. And I'm just saying, this has been a common theme so far this season. Though they played well, Gunnar Stockton performed well, but it made me think, and I have to ask these questions. These are the 2 questions that came to mind. When have we seen 2 quarterbacks score the first 2 touchdowns to begin the Georgia-Tennessee game? And those were called opportunities, not just created. There's a new era out there of SEC football being played this year. When did Georgia start running read option quarterback dives to get 3rd and 2s? Does that say something about the running back room in Georgia? Because the past 2 years, I felt like there's been a revolving door around running backs going to Georgia. There's been a guy that tends to dominate, but then there's 3 or 4 other guys behind him. And I don't know if that leads to the continuity that they need and the more consistency they need that tends to show itself when they get down in the goal line. Back to my notes. UGA goal line play calling has been shit. Under 2 minutes, ball at the 3. They get sacked on the 2nd and 3. Had to drop back on 3rd and Stockton scramble for minimal gain. They kick a field goal. When watching the game more in depth, I'm starting to believe it's the offensive line that's haunting the Bulldogs' goal line production. USC and Vandy. Pavia is a quarterback. He does it all. Throws, runs, orchestrates the offense, energized it as well, and does it quite surgically and at a culture-changing level. See, these guys believe in Pavia. They ride with Pavia. Even when things get a bit questionable during a drive, Pavia seems to find a way. That's all you could take away from that game. LSU, Florida. Sometime or another, Lagway is going to have to recognize he just can't get by off talent alone. The little things, the mechanics will help him take the next step. 6 out of 7 turnover-worthy plays that he committed during Saturday's game were in a clean pocket. 6 out of 7. Texas A&M, Notre Dame. Early in the game, handful of inaccurate passes by Reed. Biggest game of his young career, so it's fair to assume he probably had a lot of nerves he was working through. The pocket presence, though, he displayed at the 3-minute mark in the second quarter in that game to hit Mario Craver for another big game was definitely special, and the things that you want to see as he improves his game and gets more comfortable throwing the ball. Defense needs to improve, though. Unless they plan on scoring 40-plus points a game. But when you look at their schedule, it looks a little bit smoother moving forward, as their only big road test will be versus Arkansas and LSU as they play Texas at home. And might I add in there, we talked about this a week ago. Heisman odds for Marcel Reed started at 3,500. By Saturday, 2,500. By Sunday, 1,500. He is on Heisman watch, and I'll throw Johnny Mateer in that conversation as well. But that's an obvious one. Ole Miss, Arkansas. Ole Miss finally looked like the team of past years. And now, now, Lane Kiffin has a dilemma ahead of him. Chambers might need protective custody after all the dimes he dropped in Saturday's game. Accounted for 400 yards and 3 total touchdowns. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you tap subscribe, leave your comments and share. And let's get some engagement going on as well, because it goes a long way. I'm your host, Joe Bombo. Make sure you follow us on all social medias at Bombo ENT Group. This has been another edition in Game Notes. This is iHeartSEC. Till next time.